Today on an all-new episode of The Good Stuff. 3 viewers, 1 Canadian classic. It's the Battle of the Butter Tarts, and things are about to get sticky. Then, it's fur and full-on fun. Mary gets up close and personal with some of our nation's most fascinating creatures.
Can we hear the squeak? Oh my gosh!
Plus, grab your binoculars. Mary's heading into the wild with science expert Dan Riskin for a birdwatching adventure you won't want to miss. All that and more starts right now.
Listen, it is almost Canada Day, so we need to celebrate right. Now, when it's someone's birthday, they get a cake. But when it's Canada Day, we figured there is nothing better than butter tarts. And we're not talking just any old butter tart. We are challenging 3 home bakers to make the country's best in our Battle of the Butter Tarts. All right, let's meet our competitors.
Hey, I'm Julie, and I'm a farm girl from Peterborough, Ontario. My butter tarts have been enjoyed for 3 generations, and everyone seems to love them. Now it's your turn to fall in love with them, too. Well, I guess I fell in love with baking when I was younger. I mean, my mom was an amazing cook, an amazing baker. I like to think I got some of it from her. Baked a lot, and especially butter tarts, and we'd have people over, and I never thought anything of it until, golly, I think it was my 50th birthday. I had my friend over and I'd baked butter tarts or whatever, and she said, you know, you could sell these. I thought, okay, maybe I could try. It's my hobby. I like to think of it as my hobby because otherwise it becomes a job, and I don't want it to become my job. I like to think I'm just more of a country baker. I do everything by hand. I don't use mixers or blenders or anything. Everything's done with love and by hand. One thing I didn't say, I entered my butter tarts in the Markham Fair and I came in second, so I have a fair chance, I like to think that, you know, and with the fact that people say that they enjoy my butter tarts, that I like to think that maybe the judges will like them too and I'll win.
I've been baking for over 35, 40 years now. Started baking seriously when I had my first child. And then just in the industry, you're baking more and learning more stuff. I was working in a restaurant. The manager of the restaurant, she came and said, hey, you know, you're doing this so well. Take the recipe and let's go out with that. And she kind of gave me that push. I'm not the typical person who makes butter tarts. My background is Trinidadian, right? And my husband is Jamaican. And I'm trying to work with like the Caribbean aspect. There's the gazada butter tart, which is a Jamaican pastry. And I took all that, which is coconut and spices and ginger, and I took that and put it into our butter tart. So next I want to kind of go work with pineapple and mangoes and stuff like that and see how we can put that into our butter tarts. I am one of the best. I've won a couple awards in the last couple of years, so hey, people do like our butter tarts and they're being judged really well.
I first fell in love with baking when I was a little girl. Originally, I was more of a classic baker because I didn't know too much, but the more confidence you get, the more experience you get, then you're not afraid to try new things, go above and beyond. I had spent 25 years plus in the insurance industry. It was never a passion of mine. Those years growing up with my mom, I always longed for that. I knew that at an age of 20 years old, I wasn't going to be able to make a success of a business because I had no business background. However, after that many years in business, I was able to make a go of it, and here we are 13 years later. Butter tarts are our passion, and we're up to 20 different flavors now. Peanut butter chocolate, roasted almond and white chocolate, and so on. I feel that we have a good chance of winning this competition because we bake with love. And that doesn't just mean, you know, a spiritual thing. That means to me putting the very best ingredients that you can find. What can I put in this tart that will just make it pop? And I think that's at the heart of it.
Everybody, please welcome Julie, Omi, and Michelle. Hello, ladies. All right, I cannot wait to get into this competition. I am the lucky judge of this competition. So at the end of the show, I get to taste these butter tarts. I cannot wait. I am so excited to eat them. I hope they're heavy on the butter. Are we feeling good about it?
Definitely.
Okay, good. Okay. Are we feeling pumped?
Of course, yes.
You're just like ready to get baking, right? 100%. All right, now off you guys go. Get baking. We'll see you later on. I am genuinely so excited about this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's not my first rodeo judging a butter tart competition. I'm not going to lie. I think the most butter tarts I've eaten in a row, over 4 dozen. Unintentional. I went to the Midland Butter Tart Festival and I was roped into being a judge. Very, very delicious thing. And then walking around, people kept being like, you gotta try this, you gotta try this. And I felt so sugary at the end of the day. But I'm really, really excited. I love a butter tart. They're a Canadian classic, super, super tasty. Now, I'm gonna leave a classic, delicious butter tart to those experts. But I wanted to show you how to make my butter tart squares. So they're a little bit easier. The pastry's a little bit different. It's really, really tasty. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get to work on the dough or the base. Now, as opposed to doing a flaky pastry, like I believe all 3 ladies are gonna do, where you use cold butter and cut it in and it's nice and flaky, we're gonna do more of kind of like a cookie base. It's gonna be really, really tasty. So the first thing we need is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, just into a large bowl. Now, this is one of those ones, I know a lot of people are nervous of making pastry. It's like, I feel like the Everest for a lot of people who are not bakers, because they're worried about making sure it's nice and tender and perfect. This is really simple because it's pretty much no fuss, no muss. You can't go wrong. Now, into that flour, I'm going in with 1/3 cup of brown sugar. The thing that I love about butter tarts is that kind of molassesy, treacly flavor. So adding that into the crust just kind of enhances that. So 1/3 cup goes in. Then I'm gonna season that up with a bit of salt. Now I'm gonna go in with about, I'm not gonna lie, maybe a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. You wanna season it nicely because you want it to counteract the sugar that's going on in that tart. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of a mix together just to combine. If you only had white sugar, you could use that in here. The crust will be a little bit snappier, a little bit more like a sugar cookie. And then we go in with some butter. They are butter tarts after all. So 3/4 cup of melted butter goes into here. Now this is completely opposite of any type of pastry I've ever made in my whole entire life. Typically, you make it, again, with cold butter that you snap in and you work in. If you wanted to, you could completely make this in a food processor, but all you need to do is mix this together until it forms into kind of like a shaggy, kind of sandy, wet dough. And that is as easy as that. We are done. Fantastic. We love it. Okay. Now, for the actual shaping of these butter tarts, one of the reasons I don't make butter tarts often is I hate feeding the pastry into the muffin tin. If I had one of those gadgets that pressed it in like we just saw, I'd be making a lot more butter tarts. But for this one, all you do is grab that dough. I've got a square baking pan here that I've lined with 2 slings of parchment paper. That's just 2 strips of parchment paper, making it really easy to lift out. I'm just gonna transfer all of that dough right on in. And then using the back of a measuring cup or a spoon, just press that along the bottom. Now you want it to go all the way along the bottom and up the sides about 1/2 centimeter. That's gonna help hold in all of that filling. So we're gonna imagine that is all nice and pressed in. All right, and then what you wanna do, anytime you are blind baking a crust, or just pre-baking a crust, you wanna poke holes in it. This is called docking. It has nothing to do with a boat, though if you are celebrating Canada Day on a lake, definitely you could pretend that. But basically you're just poking holes in, because that's gonna allow some of the heat from the oven to get into that dough to bake it through nicely. So once it's all docked, we're gonna go into a 350-degree oven for just 10 minutes. That's not gonna bake it all the way. That's just gonna give you a nice kind of slightly set dough. Absolutely perfect. Now, while that does its thing, we're gonna get to work on the filling. So for the filling, we need more sugar. I'm not gonna lie, butter tarts should be called sugar tarts. There is more sugar than there is other ingredients, but that's okay. So we're gonna go in with 3/4 of a cup of, again, brown sugar. You can use light brown or dark brown. Dark brown will give you more of a molassesy flavor, which is delicious, but you do you. Then we're gonna go in with 1/3 of a cup of golden corn syrup. Now, if you wanted to, I don't know if anyone else had a Nana like me who loved the golden syrup on her toast, which is chaos because it's just this, but go for it. You could always use that, but I'm gonna go in with about 1/3 of a cup, and this is always fun to do. Now, you wanna use the golden syrup here because it keeps the filling from getting gritty. This makes it so it's nice and smooth. You don't get that kind of sandy grit. I'm just gonna add that right on in. And then in addition to that golden syrup, we're also going in with maple syrup because you have to. It's Canadian, we gotta do it, right? So 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I'm just eyeballing it here. That looks like about 1/4 cup. Actually, that's more than 1/4 cup, but you know. That's just gonna make it a little bit runnier of a center. Now, the funny thing about butter tarts is it's actually kind of a custard. So to bring that together and give you that kind of custardy, kind of oozy filling, you need 2 eggs. Anytime you're making a custard, eggs are a key ingredient. So 2 eggs go right on in. If you like your butter tart filling a little bit more set, go in with more eggs. That will be perfect. Don't get in there, Shell. Oh. Did I get in? Nope. Saved it. I can hear Jay. He's supporting me over there. Oh my gosh. Wait. Guys, I saved a little piece and then I dropped the whole shell in. Don't worry, that's easier to get out. Hot tip, hot tip. If you drop, I'm a professional. If you drop shell in there, use the rest of the shell to scoop it out. I should have just done that and shown you in practice, but I didn't, so here we are. But it likes to kind of become part of the shell again. So use the shell to scoop it out. Don't try to chase it with your fingers like I just did. So learn from my mistakes. Now, a little bit of salt to just counterbalance everything. And then again, for a bit of a counterbalance, I'm going in with about 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar. This sounds strange, but this just helps set everything and again, counterbalances all that sugar. Now we need about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you wanted to switch this up and do like coconut in there, you could use some coconut extract. Give that a good whisk together, just until it's combined. And this is gonna start to look like that classic butter tart filling that we're looking for. All right, that's looking beautiful. So now I'm gonna go grab that dough that's been cooking in the oven, again, for about 10 minutes. It is not gonna be golden, but it is gonna be a little bit set. So this is looking perfect. So this is where you get to decide what you're putting in your butter tarts. Now, if you wanna be fancy, like our 3 lovely ladies here, you can put in chunks of cheesecake, I think I saw, peanut butter cups, coconut. I'm gonna stick with classic. We're gonna go in with about 3/4 of a cup of chopped pecans. I love a pecan. If you're a walnut person, feel free. Beautiful, beautiful. And then, this is divisive, raisins. What are we thinking? Okay. We are pro raisin here. I would do about 1/2 cup of raisins. Sometimes raisins, you know, I think they're classic in a butter tart. They are optional, but adding them in, they kind of plump up again. They kind of start to become grapes. I'm not sure how I feel about it all the time, but I'm feeling very good about this. Now, I did almost forget one ingredient in the filling. These are butter tarts. So I do need to add in 1/4 cup of butter, melted butter. You gotta do it because it's a butter tart, again, not a sugar tart. Mary already did that joke. Let's keep going. All right. Now pour that beautiful filling right over top. I know. This is gonna be really, really good. And then all you need to do is bake that in that hot oven, 350, for just 25 to 30 minutes. That's gonna set that beautiful custard, that sugary custard, give you the most delicious square. Set that aside until it is cooled to room temperature, and you end up with something that looks like this, which I'm very excited about. All right, now fingers crossed, since we did the slings, you can easily lift this right on out. Easy peasy, open it up, and then cut yourself a beautiful little square. Now these are sticky, they are treacly, they are kind of out of control. Best served, in my opinion, with a cup of coffee. We love a butter tart. Okay, I'm gonna give it a taste, let's see it. Oh yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna be calling up my dentist, because that's a lot of sugar. Oh my gosh, that is delicious. And studio audience, just in case you are craving some butter tarts, thanks to this lovely gentleman right here, Brennan, the owner of the Pie Guys Bakery and Cafe. You're all going home with a box of butter tarts. Thank you, Brennan. That's amazing. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Up next, it's fur and full-on fun. Mary gets up close and personal with some of our nation's most fascinating creatures. Don't miss it. Tomorrow, it's an hour of sun, sand, and style. Alexis Hans is on a mission to help real viewers find the perfect swimwear with smart tips for feeling confident and looking fabulous.
You look so good. You look so good.
Plus, it's a beach bag battle. Who can pack the ultimate sun-soaked getaway bag? That's tomorrow on an all-new episode.
Seth Falk is here with animals that have a surprising link to Canada. Seth, how's it going?
It's going great.
Okay.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I am super excited. Now, you said these are all your animals.
Yes.
We're feeling very excited today.
I'm very excited. I want to share them with you.
Okay.
And they all have very distinctive links to Canada.
Okay, right on. I love this. Okay, so who's coming out first?
Our first friend is Jamal.
Okay.
And Jamal is a weasel.
Oh, come on out,
I
Jamal.
love a good weasel.
Okay.
Here you go.
Look at him.
You want to grab? You can even grab Jamal if you want.
Jamal.
So Jamal represents all different types of weasels found in Canada,
Ooh.
such as the mink, the skunk, the sea otter, the river otter. But our most endangered animal here in Canada is the black-footed ferret.
Okay.
There's only a few of them left in the world.
Okay.
So there's some zoos actually doing breeding programs and hopefully getting these guys back into the wild again.
Oh, that's amazing.
What's super cool about these weasels are their bodies. So their bodies are...
Whoa!
He's a level 4 vegan.
Wow.
So their bodies are meant for running through tunnels where they can find all of their favorite foods, which includes prairie dogs and rats.
And potentially not Cheerios.
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
He loves a good Cheerio.
Yeah.
He's gluten-free like me.
100%.
Yeah.
Jamal, it was so nice meeting you. You're so cute.
These are one of the most popular pets in the world for good reason as well.
Now, do they like having friends? Are they social little guys?
They're super social. So if you ever have a ferret, you want to have multiple.
Okay.
And they are nocturnal and they're high energy.
Okay.
So they're pretty good with kids.
Yes, but definitely think of that. Opposite of me. I'm a morning person, not a night person. Jamal, so good meeting you. Thank you so much. What a wiggly guy. Okay, so next up, who do we have coming out?
Our next friend is Rosie. She's not only a fashion icon, she is also a Canadian snake as well.
Okay.
So Rosie here is a hog-nosed snake.
Okay.
And these types of snakes live across Canada.
It has one of these little noses.
That's right. She got it done, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she got it done. But yeah, her little nose helps her scoop the dirt and dig.
Oh, okay.
And so she can burrow and hide, and also helps her sense and smell her favorite foods, which should be little insects and rodents.
Okay.
And what's really cool is she's actually venomous.
Oh, got it. Love it. Love to hear it.
The venom has nothing to do with us. It's actually to help her with eating her food. So it's not a defense mechanism for us.
It's a more digestive thing.
Yeah, so what she does when she feels scared, she wiggles her tail on leaves, which makes a sound like a rattlesnake. And if she wants to get really dramatic, she does a death drop.
Okay. Oh, like a
death drop.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a true Voger or drag queen. She flips her body upside down, sticks her tongue out, and plays completely dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So these guys are one of the most popular pet snakes because Rosie here is full size.
Okay.
So she's cute size.
Yeah, she's cute size.
And they're beautiful colors.
How often do they shed?
She sheds every about 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
She has more of a distinct feeling than, or a tougher pattern than a normal boa that you might see or have.
Yeah.
And yeah, these guys are just beautiful, wonderful snakes.
I like how like it's their little nose is so cute.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
We love them.
What
We're
a good
so lucky.
little.
We adopted Rosie from the Humane Society.
Oh, Rosie, you're beautiful.
That's
you're
a great
stunning.
team member.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Rosie.
And
Great job.
honestly-
And you match. We match.
Great fashion accessory.
All right. Okay, so who is coming out next?
Oh my gosh, my next friend is Cuckoo Bananas. He is little.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently he's eating at work right now. Don't worry, it's an heirloom carrot, also grown locally.
Holding the carrot. it.
Little Nuts here is a Canadian icon.
Sorry, Lil Nuts?
Little Nuts.
Great name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little Nuts X.
Okay, right. Yeah, nice. No. Oh my God.
So the Canadian icon, he is a prairie dog.
Hello.
Give him a pat if you want.
Hi.
So prairie dogs are super cool. They're one of the most social animals in the world. Their communication is similar to a dolphin. They have their own languages between clans.
Okay.
They live in groups of hundreds, and they can actually tell each other what type of animal they see. So I see a hawk, I see an eagle, I see a dog.
Yeah.
Scientists have also found they can actually see people's t-shirt colors.
Oh, wow.
So if you see one and it runs down a tunnel, it is reading you to filth.
Okay, yeah.
And not the look today.
Yeah,
they
we don't
are
like this
so,
bit.
so smart. These guys, I can't. We can't. Can you? Okay.
Can you hear the sound?
Woo. No. Okay.
Okay,
There we
okay.
go. Yeah.
Got it,
These
priorities.
guys-
I get it, Lil Nuts.
Okay, apparently he just wants to eat this carrot and live his best life. But these guys are just amazing diggers.
Yeah.
And they're super, super fast. Can you take a Cheerio?
Oh,
maybe?
yeah, I can.
That's right. Here we go. Up. So he's very similar to our also Canadian groundhog, which is probably 4 times bigger.
Okay.
Okay.
Right
just want
on.
your carrot
Also,
more
this
with your
little,
life.
can we hear the squeak? Oh my gosh.
How dare I take the carrot?
Also, so soft and beautiful. Oh, you guys are so cute. Okay, thanks,
we
Lil
go.
Nuts. Lil
Thank
Nuts
you,
X.
Nuts.
So good. Okay, there we go.
He's like riding.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Who is this majestic
Our
little
next
guy?
friend here is Running Ronnie.
Running Ronnie.
Ronnie, here's your salad,
As soon as Little Nuts sees this carrot, he's gonna lose his marbles. Bye.
Running Ronnie here is a sulcata tortoise, the largest mainland tortoise in the world, growing up to 300 pounds.
Wow.
Ronnie here right now is only 60 pounds, so he is representing a teenage tortoise. You're welcome to feed him. He's very, everything's quite slow. These guys are completely herbivorous, so eating vegetables. And he represents all of our tortoise or turtle species here in Canada, which are all endangered.
Okay.
And so one of the things we can do to save our turtle friends here in Canada is by helping them, of course, cross the road. So when you see one, grab them by the middle, help them to the side they're trying to cross. They are looking to nest.
Okay.
Yes,
so
that's
when you
right.
see those turtle crossings, definitely watch out.
Watch out. That's one of the #1, unfortunately, things that are decimating their population.
Yeah.
Our friend here is a tortoise, so it would be never near water. Actually, these guys live completely on land in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
And they have these really cool armored legs
I
for
was
them
gonna say it looks like a
to
dinosaur.
use
Was that too big
as
of a
well.
bite?
There's no too big for
Okay, got it.
No. Ronnie could already start.
Ronnie and my brother are very
Yeah, Ronnie's
similar
already good to
in
start
how
on the
they take
carrot.
bites of food.
And what's really cool, and people don't notice when they get a pet turtle or tortoise sometimes, is these guys are gonna live 100 or 200 years.
What?
So it's very important you keep that in mind, and that's why we say adopt.
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 Yes.
Because if you're adopting a 20-year-old turtle, you still have 120 more years. So you're still good.
100%. Seth, this is amazing. I really like how I've been petting it shell like it can feel what's happening. I'm pretty sure.
It can feel what's happening.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's nerves beneath the shell. It's
Okay.
connected to its spine, so absolutely can feel. And thank
Okay,
you.
good. I was
Thank
doing
you.
good. Great job, Ronnie. You're a star. You're
Love it.
beautiful.
Love it.
Just a juicy little cucumber. Seth, thank you so much.
Thank
This is
you.
absolutely amazing. We got to take a break, but we'll be right back. Julie, Omi, and Michelle are facing off to bake up the country's best butter tart. I cannot wait to taste them at the end of the show. I am pretty jealous of what it smells like up there, I'm not gonna lie. Now, if there is one thing I am never chill about, it's birds. I've mentioned on the show a few times that I love bird watching, so you can imagine how thrilled I was to find someone who was just as excited as me to wake up bright and early in the morning to go take a little peep at some birds. Check it out. Dan?
Mary?
I am probably way too excited today because we are about to do something that I've wanted to do for a while with you. We're gonna watch birds. I'm gonna try to keep it under wraps though.
I would argue that maybe the better role is to just let it all hang out. Just go nuts. It's birding. We can have as much fun as we want.
Yeah, we can, because this is Bird Watching Birds. today?
Oh, you know what? There's a lot of warblers floating through, so I would just like a variety of things. I'll be happy if we see 6 or 7 different birds that are just kind of charismatic.
Oh yeah, that's a stunner of a willow tree.
Okay, can you see it? Did you see the one that just landed in the tree?
What branch?
It's moving right up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a nest!
Oh my God, I can't see it.
If you look at this big cluster of tree that's up here,
Yeah?
there's 2 things hanging down like pigtails.
Okay.
On it, between them and up a little bit and closer to you.
Okay.
There's a nest, like in the crotch of those 2.
Honestly, one of my favorite things about birding is when you attempt to explain the shape of the tree that you're looking at.
2 things hanging down like pigtails between them and up a little bit and closer to you. Like in the crotch of those 2. In the crotch of those 2. In the crotch of those 2.
Oh, I think I got, yeah. Typically when you are heading out, going birding, do you have any strategies?
If you have the Merlin app, it's going to help a ton.
Say, folks, ever been out for a stroll, heard a mysterious tweet and thought, what was that? Well, wonder no more. Introducing the Merlin app, as recommended by real-life bird brain and science whiz Dan Riskin. It's like Shazam, but for birds. Just open the app, hit record, and poof! Faster than you can say, feathered friends, the Merlin app will tell you exactly what bird you are hearing. We're talking robins, we're talking eagles, we're even talking belted kingfishers. Get outside and enjoy the app today.
I often go birding with people who aren't birders. I love it. And it's just like to make it as accessible to as many people as possible. Anybody can be enthusiastic about nature. Everybody should be enthusiastic about nature. And so birds are available to everyone. So I honestly, I don't hold a high bar. Just go outside and look around.
How's it going?
Now we know why the chicken crossed the road. Let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
You're better at this than I am.
I don't think I am. I do not have a camera set up.
This is all for show.
Okay. Oh, it is a crow. You're right. And the red-winged blackbirds are fighting them. And there's a grackle in the mix. It does sound like a vireo.
There it is.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Kingfisher.
It's in a tree. Oh my God, you got a picture, Oh my God, I see his beak, I see his freaking beak.
Yeah.
Guys, she might cry. I saw my dream bird. I've only ever seen it once before, and that was in Italy. It was a different type of kingfisher, but we just saw, I think, a belted kingfisher.
You sure did.
Which is what I wore on my shirt today. This was my birthday wish on the show. I literally said.
Now, Mary, I'm gonna ask you to make a wish.
I'm gonna ask if I'm gonna see a belted kingfisher this year. It's the type of bird that I really want to see.
Oh, you love those birds.
I love a bird. And I am living my best life today. Today slapped. We saw so many great birds. It was really exciting being with someone equally as nerdily excited as me. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. And like at legit anytime. We're already talking about where we're going to travel to see more birds.
We are.
Yeah, separately, and then now we're going to go to Egypt though. See an eclipse. He's looking at a bird though. Much fun. Now, unfortunately, in all our excitement, Dan and I didn't manage to snap a photo of the belted kingfisher, but luckily, one of our lovely viewers came through. Bruce and Brenda from Winnipeg sent me this beautiful photo of a belted kingfisher, along with the sweetest note. It reads, "Dear Mary, I'm a big fan of the show and have enjoyed every episode. I'm a fellow birder and wanted to you to have a special pic of one of your favorite birds and mine." Oh my gosh, Bruce and Brenda, thank you so much. It is on the wall of my office, and I look at it every morning, so I appreciate it. We'll be right back, everybody. Stick around. Country's best butter tart. I'm going to be tasting them at the end of the show. But my next guest has served as the Assembly of First Nations Yukon Regional Chief since 2018, where she uses her voice to advocate for women, youth, and climate action in the North and beyond. Everyone, please welcome Chief Kluane Adamek. Hi, Chief Adamek. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to be here. This is amazing. So much energy.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
it.
This is it. I feel like already we're both way too excited right now, and I'm feeling really amped about it. Okay, so Chief Adamek, you've been such a powerful advocate for Indigenous women and youth in particular. And throughout your time as Yukon Regional Chief, this is your final term in office.
It is.
When you look back, what is it
is.
that stands out for you?
I'll start here.
Yeah.
I am going to be 39 in September, and knew I wanted to be a mom, and so was the first regional chief to be pregnant during any term.
Okay, wow.
And so that was actually really a hard moment because there were no policies in place, right? Being an elected official, you sort of aren't eligible for the same type of leave, and so all of a sudden, everyone was like, wait a minute, we have no policy. So we actually had to make one.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which now sets a whole new standard for elected women, specifically for First Nations women in office, a new standard for how we look at supporting growing families. So that was huge.
That's huge. But that's the thing. If there hasn't been someone who has been pregnant before in office in that exact standing, maybe it didn't cross anybody's mind that you need these policies in place.
Here's the thing. As women or men, however your family is going to look, it's sort of happening later in life.
It's true.
So that's actually a huge part of me taking a pause from being in elected office is it's been such a great ride. But I also kind of want to be home more. And spend the time because you don't get these years back.
No,
when
you
they're
really
so
don't.
little.
It's
So
true.
That's been a big
How
part
old
of
is your
it.
little one?
She's 2.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, she's really sweet.
That's so cute.
Her name's Tayana, which means little waves.
Oh, beautiful.
And she's obviously like our bright light. But that's also been a huge part of me, you know, in terms of being in this role. I'm like, I want to be home more. I want to cook more and do more at home. And it's been a lot of travel. So here I am.
Here you are. Now, I'm very excited because we both love spending time in the kitchen, making some delicious food for the people that we love. And today you're going to share 2 recipes with us. I'm very excited. We're starting off with Great-Grandma Jessie's bannock, which I am thrilled about. So let's talk about this. What's going on over here?
So this is what's really funny. So this is a beautiful piece of bannock, and I am going to cut it for you. So the thing about bannock is, if you go to like any First Nation community, like there's gonna be bannock there. And everyone has their own way. Some people bake, some people fry. This is the fried way.
Nice.
And so I messaged my auntie because, as we all know, if you ask like your auntie how to make a certain recipe, they're like, you just throw stuff in there.
It's
don't
always,
ask,
or
don't
they'll be
ask
like,
me
oh, it's
this.
a cup of this, but then you realize it's a specific type of cup. It's not like a measuring cup.
Yeah, or their hand. I'm like, your hand's a lot smaller
Different
than
than
my
mine.
hand. Like, how is this gonna work out? So, this recipe is my great-grandmother Jessie's recipe. And I messaged my auntie Lillian and I said, hey, like, here's how I know how to make bannock. This is what I think the recipe is, because I just throw things in too. And so I don't know if you want to.
Yes, I would love to. I'm so excited.
And so she said, here's Grandma Jessie's. And it was so funny because, right?
Get out of here.
Goodness.
Get out of here.
It's fried.
You get the little crispy.
Yeah, and then some butter and some jam. So Grandma Jessie also, I guess my aunt said, well, as soon as I learned how to make bannock, Grandma Jessie just stopped making it.
Oh, yep. That's the thing. I think that happened in my house too. As soon as I showed interest in the kitchen, my mom was like, I'm out. This is so good.
First bite is the best bite.
Beautiful.
That's my
Okay,
fave.
let's chat a little bit about this. We've got a lemony salmon with a berry and greens salad. So what's going on over here?
So this salmon dish, a lot of people traditionally may make it just sort of salt and pepper, like the OG.
OG way, 100%, yep.
I really like lemon and salmon. And so basically what you do is people will cook this on the fire. You'll see on the West Coast, people will cook this on sticks. I am now, definitely utilize the 2025 oven.
Yeah.
And I'll wrap it in tin foil. Well, first I'll season it a bit with salt, then wrap it in tin foil after you put on all the garnish, and then stick it in there for like 20 to 25 minutes. Like it's really a quick one.
It's true.
And then with a salad,
Okay, let's talk about the salad.
This is my favorite. So we'll do always like berries. And in the Yukon, we've got lots of different kinds of berries. We've got some really small, like country strawberries. We also have blueberries or cloudberries. They're really cool. They're like orange.
Oh, the orange, they're so neat.
Yeah, they're really neat. We also have what's called soap berries.
Oh, what are they?
They literally taste like soap.
Okay,
They're like really
interesting.
small.
Yeah.
But we make what they call soapberry ice cream. So when you whip them,
does it get frothy?
They get frothy, and you add sugar, and it tastes like ice cream.
Oh, that's
it's like
amazing.
our northern ice cream.
We love that.
That's definitely for our next time.
Yes.
We'll have to do that.
I was
because
gonna say.
I'm gonna have to go pick the berries.
I was gonna say, we cannot find soap berries at grocery store in Toronto, for sure.
I find too, a lot of First Nations people are lactose intolerant, which would make sense because we didn't have milk and dairy in our diet for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So I'm a goat cheese girl
I
myself.
love a goat cheese.
I love throwing a goat cheese on there, some onions.
Beautiful. A little bit of sunflower seed.
And yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it,
and then with the dressing, I love to do like a half part olive oil and then like a half part balsamic. I sometimes throw some maple syrup in there.
Nice.
And then just like a little bit of garlic and a little bit of lime juice.
Oh, a lime juice.
And it's like, that's my favorite salad dressing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I've never done lime. I always do lemon.
This is where we're at. This beautiful summer dish.
Absolutely stunning.
And
a celebration of the food that is in season too, right?
Well, that, and here's what's really neat about salmon. So salmon in the north, we're in a bit of a challenging space where our numbers have gone down. Climate change, right? Oceans warming, it's affecting the migration patterns for spawn. What people don't often know about salmon is that it's actually an indicator species.
Oh, interesting.
So if you're looking to know, like, where are things at in terms of like the ecosystem? Are we in a healthy place? Look to the salmon.
Okay.
And so in the Yukon right now, our salmon numbers are at an ultimate low.
Okay.
Some communities have to pay to fly in salmon from other communities.
Really?
It's really, and what's really hard, and not to add sort of like a damper on our exciting time, but our ways of knowing and being and connected to the salmon is really important. And so we're trying to find these ways for our young people, me included, to learn how to properly like cut up fish, because it is a skill.
It is a skill.
So you're having, the Tart tasting. There are people who can fillet a salmon in like less than 2 minutes. It's wild.
It takes
The
me
OG
a
aunties.
minute. I'm not gonna lie, like a while. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're trying to find these ways to, in these moments of challenge, bring back our ways of knowing and being.
Yeah.
So still cook the salmon, add some lemon here and there, do the bannock, and then, add a nice salad with some goat cheese is, I think, a great blend of old ways and
Old ways and new ways. Oh my gosh. Chief Adamek, thank you so much for being here. This was so fun.
I know, and I'm just so excited. So there's a special gift that you didn't know about.
Okay.
And I have them with me.
Okay.
And so oftentimes when you make salmon, you'll make salmon with cedar.
Okay.
And so I brought you a pair of cedar earrings.
Oh my God, these are beautiful.
And these were made by an elder out of British Columbia. So they'll go pick the cedar and then they'll dry it and make like headbands or regalia or hats. But I just wanted to thank you and to say I just love everything you do and all you're about. And this also brings a layer of protection to you in all your work.
Sorry, I touched my microphone. That was so, I was like going for the heart. Chief Adamek, thank you so much for being here. Absolute. I think this is my new best friend. Yeah. All right, we gotta take a quick break, but we'll be right back. That was so great. Thank you. Of the butter tarts. Now, 3 home bakers have been whipping up their best butter tart recipes, and now I get to taste them, and I'm feeling excited about it. Ladies, how are we feeling?
Great.
Great?
Yeah.
Yes. Terrified. Great.
Bit nervous.
Bit nervous. This is the energy. I feel it. We're good. All right, Julie, you are up first, so let's see what you made.
Okay.
Na-na-na-na.
I went with traditional pecan butter tarts. It's one of the best sellers at the Tart Shack.
Nice.
And it's a recipe I've been using for over 40 years. My mom used it before me.
Oh my gosh.
So it's sort of my way of keeping my mom's memory alive.
Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, let me taste one. I was like, okay, so what's going on in the pastry? Thank you.
Everything's made by hand. And it's made with Crisco shortening because I have a lot of people who don't like otherwise. And a lot of people say it's all about the crust. I use real maple syrup. Well, I use maple syrup in my butter tarts.
The maple syrup really good.
It makes it Canadian.
Julie, beautiful. I love the pecans. Thank you.
Okay, I have a young kid. I have to eat more butter tarts.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Up next, we have got Omi. Omi, let's reveal.
So I also did a pecan butter tart.
Oh, guys, okay.
We placed 3rd place at the Midland Butter Tart Festival this year in the professional
You don't
category.
understand. That's a big deal.
It is.
That's a
it
big deal.
is.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the pastry.
So
and
the pastry, I do half butter and half shortening.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it gives it a more flakier crust.
It's true. The butter has a little bit more water content, so you get a bit more flake in there. Okay, let's give it a taste. Let's go. Guys, I also love the fluting that you do.
It's like a 4-leaf clover.
It is like
yeah.
a lucky. I see what we're doing.
Lucky
Okay, amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, Michelle, let's see what you made. Ooh, garnish. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
I also chose pecan. It's Tartistry's most popular. Yeah, so it's made with butter and only butter.
Listen, this is actually so funny. We got shortening, and butter, and then only butter. Okay, interesting. I love this. I love the little garnish on top. I also, did you call each other before and decide on pecan or no?
No.
I love this.
Just
You're like
total
classic only. Okay, let's give it a taste.
It's classic.
Oh, you can taste the butter. Do you use salted butter?
I do.
It's very nice.
I do.
It's not her first rodeo. Oh, that is delicious.
And rice flour.
Right? That's giving that shortbready texture as well. Okay, beautiful. Really nice amount of filling, nice golden brown, good little bit of pecan in there. Guys, you are not making my job easy. I thought since they were all pecan butter tarts, it was gonna be easier. It somehow made it harder for me. This is gonna be a tough decision. I am going to think about it over the break, but when we come back, we're gonna see who the winner is. Michelle have baked the most delicious butter tarts. Seriously, ladies, these were absolutely fantastic. I can see why. I can feel your love. I can taste the love that you put into these. It's absolutely delicious. And now I have the extremely difficult decision of choosing a winner. Now, we had such an interesting debate. We had all pecan, but then we had a different type of fat in each, or ratio of fat in each crust. Okay, butter tart, butter tart. All right, you know what? The winner is Julie! Confetti went in my mouth! And you guys are the excellent runners-up! Amazing job, Julie! Really, honestly, all of the butter tarts were absolutely delicious. It was really, really great. Such a tight call. The amount of salt in there was absolutely beautiful. Really, really nicely done. Gotta go to the Tart Shack in Peterborough.
I'm in Scarborough.
In Scarborough! I thought you said Peterborough!
I grew up in Peterborough.
Got it! Never mind, go in Scarborough!
I'm up by the zoo.
Out by the zoo. Go to the zoo and get some butter tarts. Julie, thank you so much. Great job. Thank you. Great job, Michelle. But of course, here on The Good Stuff, all three of you are winners today. And to thank you all for your hard work, you and a guest are each going home with a complimentary overnight stay at the Pearl Hotel and Spa in Burlington, complete with a complimentary valet, a spa credit, and food and bev credit. Thank you guys so much for participating. A little spa time to relax. That's our show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of The Good Stuff.